Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here. It's another line in the coffee kiosk, so let's chat. Okay, so here's the thing. I've got a long line in front of me here. I think we've got about 4 cars before we get up to get our caffeine, and I thought, you know what, now's the perfect time to chat with y'all. And I think I've got something to chat with you about. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is, well, I guess it takes a couple paths, right? We kind of rabbit trailed a little bit. But had an instance this weekend where I could not find something that somebody bought from me. And the thing is, these are all in one spot. There's a lot of things that might get put in different areas. These, I know, it's all one spot where it's a G.I. Joe file card. Just a little piece of cardboard that's a cutout of a particular character, gives his backstory and all that. They came on the back of the packages when you got your G.I. Joe action figures. I have all of them in the same spot, so there's really no way this would be anywhere else. And the more I thought about it, I think this one sold before. So somehow this is some kind of, I feel like this is some kind of eBay glitch, because I wouldn't have relisted it. I think it sold before. And so I messaged the guy, and I'll tell you what happened. But first, let's backtrack, because there's a couple things that can happen here. The first thing I want to tell you is that when you first start out, it's very, very easy just to have a box or a tote or a shelf, because you've got 12 items, 20 items, right? Somebody sells something, you know exactly where it's at. You go, you pull it, you pack it, you ship it. It's very easy at the beginning. But I'm here to tell you, at the beginning, start with the system that you want to use when you have 200, 300, 800 items. Start with that system, because it's very hard to shift midstream, because at some point it's like, whoa, where did all this stuff come from? The system that I'm using right now is not working. Start where you want to be. Okay, that's my number one tip for this video in terms of how you file away your stuff. What's your system gonna be? It's got to be just as easy to find this stuff when you've got 1,000 listings as it is when you've got 10. Okay, so that's my first recommendation, because I think it's probably happened to everybody, at least most people, that they sell something, there's that excitement, and then there's that dread of, I don't know where that is, or I think I know where that is. And there's many of us that have been on a 2-hour hunt to try to find that $10 sale. It always seems to be the little ones. I don't know why it's the little things that always, we're going to make $5 off of it, and we spend 2 hours looking for it. That's a waste of time, guys. But it happens. It happens to all of us. So make sure that you've got a good plan, okay? And I want to talk through that with you. What happens if, you know what, regardless of your plan, you just can't find it, right? You just don't know where it is. It's happened to me only a couple of times, but it's happened. And I wanted to talk you through a few of those instances and kind of what do you do when that happens, right? One thing, I just completely lost. I couldn't find it. I put it somewhere stupid. I knew I put it somewhere stupid, but the problem was I looked through all the places I could think of and I couldn't find it, which meant I probably put it somewhere even more stupid. This was a Flintstones. It was the Flintmobile. It was just a model, snapped together model. We're next, so we're getting there. Could not find this thing. Looked all over. This was an international order. I think it went to France. And so ultimately, I was like, you know what? I am never going to find this thing. And so I got online and I found another one that was close to me. It was in California. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get that one. Same thing. So I ended up buying one from that guy. He shipped it to me. I got it, opened it, made sure it was the thing that I wanted, packaged it back up, and sent it to France. So that worked out. And I bought something from another reseller, which is nice. The funny thing is, Later, when I was pulling another item, I found it. Where was it? Well, it was in the bottom of a bag that I had my snap gun refills in. Why was it in there? I don't know. The refills were the only other thing in there, and it was at the bottom. So I was never going to find it until I pulled those snap gun things out. Good news is I found it during this whole lockdown when puzzles and indoor activities are bigger. So I relisted it for about $5 higher, and it sold. And the guy sent me fantastic feedback. He was very excited to get it. So we essentially sold the same thing twice. I had to buy an extra one, but I sold it for a little bit more the second time. So in the end, we actually did make a couple bucks. So that's one thing that can happen, right? You just lose it, can't find it. Now, something else that happened, it actually also involved international shipping. I got a message from a guy in Germany that said, you know what, I like several of the Funko Pops that you have. What kind of deal can you make me? Can we make a bundle? So he told me which ones he was interested in, and I put them together and created a listing for him and sent him an offer. We had agreed on a price, and he was happy with it, and we sold multiple Funkos to one guy, and great transaction. So then I went through and erased all the other listings. Hold on. Okay, heading back home. Where were we? Okay, bundled up the 3 Funko Pops for the guy in Germany, sent him off. He was very happy. Went through and took off all of my listings for those other Funko Pops. I have the ones here in the US, and then I have listings on 5 other countries' eBay sites. So I had to go through and take all of those off as well for each one. Well, turns out I missed one. I thought I had them all. Somehow I missed one. And one of those that I had sold, then of course sold again. This one also going overseas. I think this one to Spain. I did really well with Funko Pops overseas, actually. And I didn't have any more. I couldn't fill that order. So what to do at that point? Well, just like the other order, I could have got a hold of the customer and said, you know what, I screwed up, I don't have it. I can give you a refund. I can do, whatever. I didn't do that here because I thought, you know what, there's still a chance to fill this order and make this customer happy. So essentially what I did was I drop shipped it. Essentially that's what happened. I found a seller that pretty much all he sells is toys and collectibles. He'd been doing it for a very long time. He had a lot of good feedback. And so I sent him a message and said, hey, you've got this Funko Pop. This is what happened. I explained to him what happened. And I said, I noticed that you also sell internationally. Would you be willing to fill this order for me and send it overseas? He asked where it was going. I let him know. And he said, yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem. And so I paid. He actually ended up making a little bit more money because I paid for the whole thing, and then I sent him a label. I paid for the shipping label, for the international shipping. And so sent him that label, and he shipped it overseas. My customer got it. They were very, very happy. I actually went back, and because I appreciated him doing that for me, I went back and bought a couple of Funko Pops. I think we bought 3 smaller dollar value Pops from him, but I bought some just for personal use. I kept 2 in the garage. You may have seen them sitting on my shelf there. The Frodo from the Lord of the Rings. We got the invisible wearing the ring Frodo, and the you can see him Frodo. And then I got another one for my daughter, Funko Pop, and just because I wanted to show him my appreciation. So that worked out, and I was very happy with that. So those are 2, and both of those were my fault, right? I screwed up. Now, this one that we started talking about, the G.I. Joe file card, it's not my fault. I'm pretty sure this is some sort of weird eBay glitch, and you guys know eBay glitches happen. And so I let like I sent the guy a message. He had like 900 and some feedback, so he's been doing this a while. He knows how it works. And I sent him a message and said, hey, look, I'm pretty sure this was an eBay glitch that relisted an item that I have already sold. But one way or another, I don't have this, and I apologize. So what do you do at that point? Well, I gave him several options. I said, number one, if you'd like, I can cancel the order, and I can, of course, refund you completely. That is, if you're going to do that, that's what you need to do. Because then if he writes back and says, yes, please cancel the order, when you cancel, you can say customer has asked you to cancel the order, because they have, right? If you cancel it on your own, then you get a ding. If you cancel it and the customer has asked you to do so, you don't. So don't cancel it if the customer hasn't asked you to. But, this is a way to say, look, would you like me to cancel it? The customer says, yes, please cancel it. Now you can legitimately say the customer asked me to cancel this order. So that was the first option. The second option, I said, look, I've got other G.I. Joe file cards and I've got G.I. Joe accessories. If you'd like any of those, let me know. I'll send that to you. No charge, just whatever you already paid me, which was like $6. It was really, really small. We can do that. Or I gave the guy 25% off anything in the store, because it was ultimately it's my screw up. Even if eBay was the one that messed it up, it falls on me. So I said, you know what, 25% off anything in the store, I'll give that to you. And then the last thing I offered him, as I said, hey, I've looked. There are not many of these available online from this particular year, because they had different years. This one was from 1993. I said, look, I found one, and I will buy that from that customer, have them ship it to me, and then I'll ship it to you. Now, it was in much better shape than mine, actually, and they were charging $11, but it came with some accessories. So the plan was, if he wants to do that, have him ship it to me. I keep the accessories. I send my customer the card, and then I can sell the accessories and recoup some of my losses, right? So those were the options that I gave him. And he wrote back and said, you know what? I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate you getting back with me so quickly and for letting me know what's going on. I think if you go ahead and cancel it and refund, that's fine. So I did that. I sent him one more message and said, you know what? Thank you so much. I absolutely hate leaving customers unhappy. So I'm really sorry again that this happened. So I went into my orders, and then I left him positive feedback. I would have anyway, but left him positive feedback so that he could see it. And then refunded his money. I did that beforehand, because I think once the order is canceled, you probably can't leave feedback. So I did go ahead and do that first. I left him positive feedback and then canceled and refunded the money. Turns out this morning I woke up, I'll pop it up here. Woke up this morning and he left me glowing feedback. So we canceled an order. I didn't sell anything, and the customer left happy with the experience. I mean, yeah, they're bummed out they didn't get their card, but they left happy with the experience, and he left me really nice feedback. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do a quick video. I'm going to tell you guys this is what can happen. I've been doing this a year and a half now, and I still make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes in this game. Usually you end up paying for them. You pay to learn. And then typically you don't make that mistake again. So those are the options. That's what you can do if you sell something that you just flat out either can't find or don't have. You got a couple ways you can fix that. But the biggest thing that you can do, like I said at the beginning, when you start this thing out with the system that you want to have in place when you expand. That's going to help you so much down the road. And that's what I got for you today, guys. I know it was a little bit rambling. This was just stream of consciousness kind of talk, but I hope it helps. If you haven't, please subscribe. We are now up over 700 subscribers. We're pushing towards 1,000 by the end of the year. That's the goal. And so subscribe, hit the thumbs up. That helps bump stuff up in the YouTube search algorithms. It recommends it to more people. And actually, if you don't hit the bell, subscribing. It helps me, but it doesn't help you, because if you do like this stuff, you're not going to know when I put new videos out unless you have that notification bell clicked. So click on that bell. It'll let you know when we put new stuff up. And yeah, I know this might be a little remedial for some folks, but I actually was digging into some of my analytics the other day, and I noticed my highest, the highest number of minutes in the last little bit on playlists was in my Reseller 101. And I thought, you know what, I don't have a lot of stuff in there. So I'm going to do a few more of those. So this is a little bit of Reseller 101 for you. I hope it helps. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you back here next time. Bye, guys.